taking a shot. You know, he didn't even take a shot in that fight. So while it's awesome, it's a great way to start your career. You don't want to take damage. All those things are important. At the same time, you didn't really answer any of the questions that you typically would answer in a debut.
Right. Which makes total sense, and that's kind of what I was getting at there is it's just, it's kind of but then for him, though, it makes for the potential to have a quick turnaround should he want to do so. We've got another card coming up in a few weeks on June 23rd, so in and out that quick, you could turn around that fast.
Yeah, and you should. You should try to stay super active. I feel like that's a smart plan. He said he's been training for years, so it's not like he needs to go and make a ton of adjustments, I don't think. He doesn't even know what he really needs to make as far as adjustments. So get back in, get a little bit more experience, get a little more time under the lights, and then go from there. But that was a great debut. Like I said, there are some negatives to it, but overwhelmingly positive. You don't want to take any damage in this sport. The least amount of damage you could take, the better. And he really did a great job of accomplishing that. So hats off to him. And I hope we see his opponent back too. It's a rough break in your debut, and it's a tough pill to swallow, but that's this game, man. That happens at the highest level. Some of the best fighters in the world, that can happen too. So you don't want to see that kid be so discouraged that he decides he's not going to fight anymore, because he also, he didn't really figure anything out about himself either. So
exactly.
Hopefully we see them both back.
I feel like that's a great opportunity for William to be able to bounce back, because just like you said, he just didn't really get a chance to figure out himself. Chalk it up to getting caught. Just chalk it up to getting caught, and come back and give the tire another kick.
Yeah, and make sure you throw your hands before you kick the tire.
And now we have our second fight making its way to the cage. We have one fighter already in the blue corner. We have Jacob Spino. He's going to be taking on Thomas Lozano. Lozano is making his way right now to the red corner. Lozano is representing the Sub Hounds today. This Pharaoh song, Simon says, this is always a great fight song, or just an entrance, walkout, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, this is a great one. This is a staple. You hear it almost every show. That's because it's so good.
I mean, it has that Godzilla sample right there in the entrance, which, fun fact for all of those out there, that was never cleared by the original artist. So when Andrew Santino, the famous comedian out there, tried to use this for his special, they had to go through an entire process because they never cleared it from the Godzilla people originally. Fun story there for you.
Yeah. My man's coming with the alternative facts.
It's just one of those famous songs that you hear so much all over the place, and that, there's stories that people have to it because it's attached to so many different individuals on top of just the atmosphere that it helps create.
There's something to be said for a good walkout song. Gets the crowd going, gets you hyped up.
Speaking of a good walkout song, Cody, you have one of the most iconic walkout songs in the UFC. It's one that I think some people initially look at it kind of, it makes them like, wait, what's being played? What's going on? But to give you a little rub here, Cody, you do have a fight that's next week. You're taking on Adolfo Vieira, and we're going to be hearing Dolly Parton 9 to 5, aren't we?
Yeah, always, bro. That's my staple. I've walked out to that since I was an amateur. Yeah, I like it. Like I said, I think it gets the people going. It's entertaining. It gets me going. It's a good one, and it's unique. I've never heard anyone else walk out to it, so I'll claim it as my own.
Gotta love it.
He weighed in at a 166.8 pounds. He comes to us with a record of 1 win and no defeats. He represents Sub Hounds Jiu-Jitsu. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Darkness.
My man's not blinking. These guys are locked in. Staring contest pre-fight. Gotta love it.
A little bit of a different demeanor, but definitely both locked in. You have Spino a little bit more relaxed, whereas you had Lozano on the other side pacing like an animal.
Yeah, and there's something to be said too about these guys are making their debut and they just watched the dude get knocked out in 5 seconds right before him, you know, that could either rattle you or fire you up. So we'll see what it does here.
And a couple of big punches on the takedown entry there for Lozano. Lozano doing damage off of the break up against the fence. Lands a big right hand to Spino.
He's trying to get the job done early as well.
Hey, he's not getting paid overtime tonight. And now a couple of guys who fancy themselves some jiu-jitsu players. We'll see if the action slows down a little bit from here. Folks, keep in mind this is an elimination bout. This is 3 rounds by 3 minutes. You will not see any elbows at all in the elimination ranks, and you will also not see knees to the head. Ooh, a big back fist right there by Spino. Floors Lozano, and now Spino on the offensive, trying to hunt for the finish right now.
And that's how fast this game can change, man. He was
Big that return.
Kind of in a bad spot. Saw an opening, just kind of flicked it out there, not even really put too much on it, and changed the whole momentum of the fight.
Got a little bit reckless with his pass there and ended up back into a half guard. Not the worst position overall, but he was in a spot to take that full mount.
Yeah, and you know, that's the thing in MMA. You know, jiu-jitsu full mount's awesome. In MMA, it's a little tougher, man. You give explosive athletic guys a real opportunity to kind of get out of there.
With this handcuff right now, this is a very bad spot. It is all over. And Jacob Spino with the first round TKO victory. And hey, he had to go through the fire to be able to get his hand raised here tonight, but just as Cody said, the tides can change on a second's notice in this mixed martial arts cage.
Yeah, man, he was kind of in trouble early, you know. Yeah, he was having a hard time dealing with that pressure, but great way to find an opening and land a big strike that really changed the whole fight, you know.
We will have our official time here in just a moment, but we do see that Lozano has gotten up, and he does have his faculties about him. So ultimately, at the end of the day, we also want to see everybody be able to walk out under their own power in the cage, regardless of what the result is.
Yeah, for sure. You never want to see anybody, especially in the Amis. I mean, you never want to see anybody take serious damage, right? But especially in the Amis. But these guys got jobs they got to go back to on Monday probably, you know. So we want to see him get up, be okay, and come back and fight again, you know. That's the thing about fighting. It's not about winning or losing, especially in amateurs. It's about proving a lot to yourself. And so you never want to see somebody get seriously injured.
Totally. And we will hear from our winner here in just a moment, courtesy of our in-ring announcer, Aaron Varau.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Mr. Jacob Spino. So, sir, I gotta say, man, that's one hell of a debut. You guys might, hopefully not process, you guys might right to work, man. So, I gotta say, I know like there's not a lot of videos, how do you game plan for something like this?
Just listening to the I joined a running start jiu-jitsu and prepared me with that shit for my life. Thanks to the gym and everyone here.
Maybe see some people also like to think.
Yeah, Chino, I love you guys. Everyone back home in Ohio, friends and family, thank you. And shout out to my girlfriend who put it up with all this craziness. I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Mr. Jacob Spino.
And congratulations to Jacob Spino picking up that huge win here in his MMA debut inside of the Colorado Combat Club cage. Couple of quick first round finishes here tonight, Cody. What a night of fights that we've seen so far.
Yeah, man, these guys are getting busy. Like you said, they don't get paid by the hour.